First off, the community is everything. I mean, the community is what makes the site as special as it is. In-person friendships have been spawned from that. In general, there's a ton of humanity and camaraderie there. And it's especially notable considering these people are competitors, but they're freely helping each other.
Today, I get to talk to a buddy of mine who has been on video with me numerous times, and we are normally talking about the economy, but today we're going to get into all kinds of different things. Welcome to Lessons from Last Time. This is my friend, Matt Graham.
Hey, Ken. Great to be here.
So good to have you, dude. You're sitting in front of a microphone pretty much all morning, every morning, right?
Yeah, a better microphone.
Oh, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, Electro Voice RE420. It's either this or that. Every podcaster has this, but
what?
Yeah, no.
You're starting out by basically saying I'm trash.
Your microphone.
Oh my!
You're amazing.
Well, but that indicates that possibly
you elevate the microphone.
We're just super bad.
Well, no,
what's better about your mic?
Nothing really. There's just it's an apples and oranges thing.
Gotcha.
So I was nervous. I panicked. I was trying to.
I'm actually surprised you didn't bring that mic with you, like as a part of your agreement. Like if I'm going to be there, like I have.
I did think about that.
Did you?
But the gain requirements for those are just slightly different.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
Depending on how the audio equipment's set up, it could throw off levels.
All right.
You don't want to do that.
Let's talk about what you do on that microphone. Like. Tell me, start to from the beginning of your day until your day ends, before you go out to the farm. Tell our friends what you do all day.
Yeah. So every day, every weekday for the last 20 years, I wake up at 4:30, 5 a.m. and basically get in front of 4 huge monitors that have, financial markets on them. And then, of course, MBS Live, my website. And start monitoring changes in the bond market overnight, relevant financial news, and interacting with the community on MBS Live and writing updates, writing alerts if markets are moving in a certain way, and answering community questions that come up in the live chat throughout the day. And so it's like an eternal vigilance thing. There's not always riveting excitement from open to close, but there's a constant need to be ready for any excitement that might pop up. So you have to be monitoring news feeds and market movement and be ready to react to it between, the opening bell and the closing bell.
And this is just every day for 20 years. This is what you've been doing.
Yeah, I'm training an AI Matt bot replacement. So I can take
great.
A few days off here and there, but
Nice.
It'll have to be vetted for a number of years before I can actually step away.
Yeah. Wow. Well, hopefully it's physical bot. Like hopefully it's not just online and
exact
people can watch
copy.
this bot talk.
Exact copy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. We'll even take my wife on vacation and things like that.
Oh, that's so that you can stay back and work?
Yeah.
Priorities. All right. I see it. Now, you didn't always do this. You were in the mortgage industry originally.
Yeah.
And you needed this and you just kind of created it.
Yes. Yeah. It's a twofold story. First off, I needed it and created it. I was aware of other products that did similar stuff. But when you're in your 20s, mid 20s, you're sort of cocky and think you know everything. And so I thought, there's a deeper rabbit hole here. And I think I started to find it. And then I thought I could maybe comment on that stuff more effectively than what I was seeing. And enough other people agreed that I was able to sort of start, a mini beta test of this. And it gained traction. And then the financial crisis hit, and the potential income from this superseded the potential income from continuing to do loans at the time. So those who can't do, teach.
There you go. So we became teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so you were doing loans. Were you doing loans while you were doing this? And this is just kind of an entrepreneur question.
At first, yeah.
Okay.
At first.
And then you did that because you were still making money off mortgages, and you could do this and kind of see.
Well, I wasn't even making money at this until, I asked the people. When the beta test of this started, there was no concept to make it a business. It was actually just a group of like-minded friends that were getting together and following market movement online and chatting with each other on a go-to meeting. And
no way.
And that's actually the origin of why we have a live chat on MBS Live, because you have the live chat on GoToMeeting, and we really liked that, So we were watching a chart. I'd put up a chart and I'd talk about it on the audio mic on the GoToMeeting, and then people would chat about it and ask questions in there, and I'd respond to them. And one day, one of the old timers said, you could make a business out of this. You could charge other people to come in and take part in what we're doing. I'm like, So
Really?
yeah.
So any of you could have done it because you were all just part of this meeting. And
Yeah,
then you were just like,
I mean, I was definitely leading the meeting, and people were there kind of sitting around the campfire listening to me play the guitar and tell stories. But yeah, I mean, if somebody else wanted to step up and do that,
wow,
they could have subjected themselves to 20 years without a vacation.
Yeah, totally. I do remember the first time we ever talked. I'm like, so, what's your last trip? What's your next trip? And you're like, I'm sorry, what is trip?
Yeah.
Like, it was I'm
getting better at it. I mean,
non-lacrosse related vacations.
Yeah, I mean, nothing extreme, not going to Europe or anything, but I think I could now.
Okay.
The road warrior setup's more dialed in,
Nice.
The laptop.
Oh, you would still work. You would just be in Europe.
Yeah.
Working.
Yeah. And I'd try to work a little less. As the markets allow.
Have you never taken a day off?
No. In fact, when I had back surgery, I took a couple hours off in the morning. My surgery was at 6 a.m., so I couldn't work from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then when I got back home, I was, working on my back and painfully got into the chair about with 2 hours to close and, got all the backup lined up. But that was the most time off day I've taken.
Are you serious?
Other than when I come do like podcasts.
Yeah. Right? So, but you still worked this morning.
For sure.
And then you jumped in your car, popped over here.
Yeah.
It's why we've never seen you in the morning because you're always doing that. You do have, just so people don't freak out that you're like a robot, you also have found solace in your farming and cutting trees. You're like a forester.
I mean, sure. It's, it's just a manifestation of owning some acreage out in sort of quasi country area. And there is a farm there, a blueberry farm, you pick. So there's some obligation to actually do farm work, but then there's other stuff to do too, so that trees don't fall on the house. And so we can drive around, not be in the mud and things like that. And yes, anybody that works at a desk full time probably understands the therapeutic value of, doing something non-intellectual for the rest of the day. So
you can zone out and just be in your happy place.
Well, sometimes it's a frustrated place, depending on moles, gophers, birds eating your blueberries, irrigation issues, drainage issues. A lot of stuff to do, but it's a different type of challenge. Mm-hmm. It's not always happy. Sometimes it's frustrating, but it's it's a different type of challenge that doesn't stress the same part of the brain as the financial world.
So when you first started this whole thing, it's you and 7 or 8 people chatting. You're putting up charts. You're talking about it. That community is kind of the foundation of you building a sizable community. Was, when you initially got those people together, everybody's contributing. At what point does it go a lot bigger? And now all of a sudden, like, we've got a way bigger group of people. You don't have time for 8 people to talk back and forth. You've got to then take a lot more of that lead, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it picked up steam pretty quickly at first, but I have a special kind of ADD combined with being able to type really fast that anybody on the website, any of the thousands of members can chat in the same chat room, and I'll still read it and answer them in relative real time. And then we still have the old timers still chat kind of behind the scenes. But yeah, no, nothing's really changed. It's whoever wants to speak up can speak up. And it's fascinating because sometimes a new person will sign up for the site and not really realize that they are talking to thousands of loan officers around the country and just start chatting like it's a couple of buddies. And we're like, several thousand people are watching what you're saying right now. Oh, really? Oh, sorry. I guess I better watch what I say.
Oh my gosh.
There's definitely lower inhibition when it's a smaller number of people.
So they join the community, they can contribute right away. In the beginning, do you remember a moment where you were like, oh, this worked?
I think the moment that I realized that was when I first considered turning it into a business, and times were very stressful, financial crisis. I had a newborn baby, and it was kind of at that stage in my life where I'm like, okay, well, something's either going to go right or very wrong. And I hadn't thought about charging for it yet. So I sent out an NDA to, 120 people that were in my circle and said, hey, if I turn this into a business and if I charged X dollars a month, would you subscribe? And I remember 77 responses came back. And at that time, the price was $99, which is crazy considering the price now is $69. So, and we offer so much more. So that was enough for me to pay my bills. And that was the moment where I'm like, oh, this is a business. This can work. And while that wouldn't pay the bills today, fortunately, the improvements we've made and the growth we've had has just been steady.
Would you, I mean, if you can remember, of those people that were like, yeah, I'll do it, what percentage of those people actually did? Because I found that like when I talk to people that are starting businesses and they'll be like, yeah, everybody's going to buy my stuff. It's like, yeah, it's super cool that everybody that is your friend is saying they would totally support you. How it happens is a lot of times some of the people you expect to support you don't, and some of the people you didn't even count on end up showing up. What was that like for you?
In this case, the way that I sent this thing out was more like
an invoice.
Yeah, not really in a heavy-handed way. Just like I'm going to turn this into a business, or I'm considering that, and I'm either going to stop doing this, or we can keep doing it, and you can pay X. Do you want to keep doing it? And so, just the people that wrote back were basically saying, yes, keep doing it, and I'll pay you.
But as a guy who has a passion for educating people and has a passion for getting everybody to be better, be more knowledgeable, is it hard, or was it hard for you to know that some of those people you wouldn't be able to reach anymore because of the new pricing structure?
No, because we set it up in such a way that they would still have access to a lot of the content that I was putting out on a delayed basis. So the main thing that they were giving up was access to real-time pricing and real-time alerts, but they would still end up getting the commentary, and they could still write comments on Mortgage News Daily's articles. And so people interacted that way for a while. Plus, I was very generous about giving out free trial time, so people could get a taste for it, because I feel like, anybody that really experiences that product, if they're a producing loan officer, 9 times out of 10 will have good value for them.
So they're getting, you didn't say, hey, you don't get anything anymore. You said, I'm still going to give you this. And if it's worth it to you, then you get to make the decision. Do I want this information? Do I want to build inside this community? Do I want to build relationships in there? So you gave them the option. If they opted out, you still tried to reach them. They just chose not to be part of the community.
Yeah. I mean, they were dead to me if they didn't give me their money, basically. No, yeah. I mean, I haven't really done any of this in an attempt to make money.
Yeah, totally.
Making money has been a good byproduct of what I've done. But if you look at the price we charge for what we offer relative to competitors, I'm clearly not trying to make as much money as I can. So yeah, I mean, I'll always try to help educate people if they're seeking education within reason.
How big did you think it could get?
That's varied at times. I think it could still get bigger. I just, I don't get out there and try to sell it. I just let organic word of mouth build it as big as it's going to get. So, I think it could get, look, this type of product's going to appeal to the 5 to 10% best and brightest of the loan origination community. And if we had, more than that, that would be great. And, I don't really talk about what we do have, but it's pretty close to that. We're pretty close to saturated on that market.
When I started my company, people would ask, what are you doing? This is back in 2003. And they're like, what's your plan for this company? What's your plan for the future? And I'm like, well, I'm going to train 10 people in a room for a week. And then I'm going to train 10 more people for a week. And then I'm going to get 10 more people and I'm going to train them for a week. Like that was literally the business plan of my company in 2003 was live training on how to do loans and just get them in here 10 people at a time. And I just had no idea.
Yeah. We're not Silicon Valley CEOs trying to build toward an exit plan, with explosive, move fast and break things kind of growth.
Yeah.
We're kind of like slow, organic, deliver value, get paid for it and move on.
Uh-huh.
At least if I can speak for you.
No, totally. That was I just wanted to help.
Right.
Like I just wanted to leave the industry better than I found it.
And be able to pay your bills.
As you've done it, as the community's grown, I can't imagine that's been always smooth as far as communities go. You have an environment where anybody can chime in, like you said. And at the Coop, when we have clients that use the Knowledge Coop, they're letting all of their company be able to have the ability to ask questions and stuff like that. We have a lot of people are like, oh gosh, what if they say something stupid? And we always say, well, they're probably saying something stupid behind your back anyway. At least they said it out loud, right? Now you can go after it. But when nobody works for the same company and all of these people are in one place and they can say whatever they want, how have you dealt with that? Has it always just been, oh, it's easy, everybody's awesome?
No, But surprisingly, most people are pretty awesome and get it. That's a super complex question and a complex answer. So this could get a little bit into the weeds, and you might have to recenter me at times. But first off, the community is everything. I mean, the community is what makes the site as special as it is. And I feel like, well, I know for a fact that like real life in-person friendships have been spawned from that. And I know a lot of people would consider many other people they chat with to be friends, despite having never met them in person. And that's great. And, in general, there's a ton of humanity and camaraderie there. And it's especially notable considering these people are competitors, but they're freely helping each other. As far as managing the challenges, which, there are a few problem children born every minute when it comes to what people say online. And MBS Live is no exception, but we lead with the chat rules, which is be professional. Keep in mind that there are eyes on what you say. Don't trash talk other companies. A strict no politics policy, which is really, really tough for some people to adhere to. And then just a belief in myself as a moderator. I'm a really humble guy when it comes to almost everything. But one thing I'll say that I'm good at is moderating conversation between people. My wife says I could be a counselor, if I wanted to change professions. And so I sort of just trust that if somebody says something ridiculous, I already am watching in real time. So it's not like that chat is just going to sit up there and soak in and let everybody see it. I will jump in and address it and refocus, re-educate, whatever needs to be done. In rare cases, I'll delete a chat and then I'll let everybody know, hey, the chat was deleted because it was overly political.
Slow that down. So you'll delete it, but you don't just delete it. You need to let people know, because people have seen that.
Yeah.
And they need to know
where'd that
it's a
chat
true
go?
Community.
Yeah. Yeah. And that also sets the expectation, I might as well not chat politically because it'll just get deleted anyway.
Right.
So yeah, and we have some other management tools that help us keep an eye on that. So if you're a brand new member, your first few chats will be moderated until we verify you're a real person and, aren't saying crazy crap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it gets challenging when things are politically charged. That's the most challenging time because, as and most people know, there's kind of like this tribalism, us versus them problem that social media feeds into, politics feeds into, and everybody feels like they need to take a side. And when it comes to politics, that can make people that would otherwise be really good friends who agree on almost everything hate each other just because one's happened to identify red and the other blue. So that's the biggest problem is when it's an election cycle or when politics is in the news and somebody wants to jump in and pound their chest for one ideology or the other.
How do you do it though? Like right now, so we filmed every quarter we have an economist come in, Bill Connerly and Pat Stone from WFG. We do a hour-long interview with those guys. And right now, there are certain things that are shifting the economy and there's a lot of politics to it. So it's like if this decision is made or if this statement is made, it can shift the markets like crazy. You're in the markets, watching the markets, knowing that. Where's the line in politics where it's like, okay, that was a political statement versus that was a statement about the shifting of the market?
It can be subtle sometimes, but I'm looking for things that aren't subtle if I'm going to moderate the chat. So it's the difference between saying Trump vetoed or Trump canceled the meeting to sign the housing bill. Right. That's an objective statement. That happened, right? It wasn't a market mover, but it happened. Versus saying something like, can you believe that horrible old frickin' conservative, turned his back on voters and turned his back on his commitments to help improve housing for poor Americans.
Right. It starts getting more emotionally charged, more.
If it's qualitative, if there's even a strongly implicit value judgment about the person or the content of what they did, that's starting to cross the line. If it's an objective detail that says, here is what happened, here is how the market reacted, that's always in bounds.
Well, it's in one of the reasons I'm asking you all these questions and why I wanted to have you on today is because there's so many leaders that are moderating their companies. You say something, you don't know how everybody felt about it, and then you see people comment or you see them, throw on Facebook what they feel about their company or whatever. You
Get
you
fired.
see
Yeah.
this around there, yeah. And so being able to manage like just what you just said has to be so hard because people, right?
Yeah.
And especially right now with the heated, if you're doing it right, like I want people to know does the community just grow up respecting each other?
MBS Live is a shining example of what a social media community could be if there was active moderation and like a like-minded set of goals and a shared fate mentality. Because first off, we all have this sort of brotherhood, sisterhood where we're all in the same boat of the loan origination community, right? And I think you'll find that online communities that are focused on a similar activity, whether it's my fishing forum or a skiing forum or what have you, a farming forum, tend to be more collegial and have less drama than just a random Facebook feed. But again, I hate to sound cocky, but it's my act of moderation. And I have faith.
And you don't sound cocky, by the way. Like certain things are just true. You're not bragging about something. You're acknowledging.
I have faith that, if I wanted to step away, that I could deputize several people that could handle it. And I'm not special in that sense. I'm just the guy who does it, because it's my site. And if I wasn't there and it needed to still be done, there are other people that.
Well, and your bot's going to be good.
My bot probably would need less sleep, hopefully.
Has it always, do you feel like it's gotten hotter or not? Like it's.
It comes and goes mainly with politics because there's really not much else in a social media setting that really divides people so much as feeling like someone is fundamentally different and worse than you, which is how a lot of people that have hardcore political ideologies feel about the other side, unfortunately. But it is what it is sort of thing. And if people want to talk like that, I'd say that's fine. If you want to talk like that, just don't do it here.
Right. There's so next door.
What about freedom of speech?
Where's
my First Amendment's being infringed? No, it's not. This is a private company and we can have whatever we want on our chat.
Totally.
Your freedom of speech is the street corner or your own website.
Yep.
I'm not going to stop you from that, but I will stop you here. Yeah, this is my business.
Yeah. So you've got a deal. So you're taking on some people that are responding negatively and you're calming them down.
1 in 1,000. 1 in 1,000. So it's just a very small handful of people just don't want to play ball.
Totally.
But
you're always going to have one.
Yeah. But I can just block their
what
chats.
Percentage is you and what percentage is when it comes to like teaching, right? So you, I know, are driving a lot of that instructing, but I also know you have some brilliant people in MBS Live. So initially it was probably you talking a lot about like, hey, this just happened and here's what the deal is. I know you're humble, so you're not going to be the one that's in there going, guys, this is exactly what's about to happen, making all these predictions. The rates will be here at this point. Like you avoid that. You're just educating. How much is done by the people going, hey, everybody, did you see this? And getting that community contribution back?
It depends on the topic. If it is related to loan industry operations, I largely sit back and let the people talk about it who actually do it, because I don't anymore and I haven't since 2008. So that content is amazing and it's all searchable and indexed and people can reference it. And if somebody posts a really solid piece of content, we'll turn that into an evergreen help article that can be referenced even more easily. So yeah, in terms of guidelines, industry developments, things like that, I'd really let the community knowledge stand for itself. In terms of stuff that's going on with the markets, most of it is all the official content's written by me as far as market commentary, but people can definitely get a ton of benefit from chatting about it in the website. And we'll have secondary managers and traders jump in that know more about the back end of the business than I do. And their knowledge on there is invaluable. It's just not officially appearing in the commentary.
Are there certain people that when they start talking, you're like, oh, he's got this or she's got this?
Totally.
Like they just know.
Yeah. 110%. Yeah.
You said relationships are built outside of this. So this is like, I'm huge on social interactions, online interactions are one thing, in-person interactions, totally different. At a conference, there's not like a tattoo, I don't think, or a brand. So when people see each other, they might go, wait a second, you're Bob Johnson? Dude, I follow you on MBS Live. Have you seen this happen, or do you know that it occurs?
Ned Ryerson? Yeah, it definitely occurs. It occurs one of two ways. The most common way is actually people will be chatting about taking a trip somewhere or being at some conference, and then they'll say, oh, let's meet up. And then they'll make a plan ahead of time based on their MBS Live chats. The other way would be less common, would be tricky. You'd have to have good eyesight depending on your monitor settings. But if you can see that, if somebody uses their real picture as their avatar, which half the people do, you might recognize somebody from the site at an event or something like that. But I think that's probably less common.
And we're doing a live event where we're bringing people together in August.
That's right.
Which is going to be awesome.
In
that
sunny
was your
San Diego.
idea too. Yeah. In sunny San Diego, we're bringing people together. So it'll be awesome to see them interact in person. I'm actually super excited about it just because you've got such a bond with these people.
Yeah. I think the festivities after the first day of content could be even more entertaining than the content itself. Not for any scandalous reasons, but just because we're going to have a few drinks and continue talking about markets and probably shoot the shit. Can I say shit?
I think you can. It's the podcast. It's not an official CE class.
Probably shoot the shit about, MBS Live chat and different personalities on there, especially about the people that don't show up to the conference, which is another good reason to get a ticket. That way people won't be talking about you behind your back. They'll be in front of your face.
It's so funny. I'm in a lot of communities, right? One of the things I'm thinking of right now is my Facebook Alaska Airlines community. And it's like all of the elite Alaska Airlines, like we have status. And so we're in this
platinum
private group
tier,
and
diamond tier, something like that.
Yeah, you can be anything, but titanium is like that's the cream of the crop. And so you get in there and you think like, this is all going to be awesome because we all have like you're saying, we have one goal. Like we're there for one reason. Nobody's going to talk about something political when it comes to that chat group, right? Still, the arguments around whether it's appropriate to take your shoes off on a flight, the pictures of people with their feet up on the wall in the bulkhead, which you're not supposed to do. And then like
everyone does that though, right?
Dude, if you got in the chat, you'd find out how passionate people are about this.
Why does it bother somebody that's not in the bulkhead?
Because you can see it and some people don't like that you're putting your feet on a wall. It's it's like contentious in there. It's just hard to tame it. Like you see it all the time.
What if the bottom of my shoes are cleaner than their face?
Oh, yeah.
I would just tell them that.
Right. Be like, if you have travel shoes, I feel like that you slip into your like Mr. Rogers travel shoes, throw them up on the wall. It's bad. It's just, but you can't, no matter what, it's so hard to bring that. Like as soon as you see somebody post a picture, it's just on and the people that are going to say it and who's going to come fighting. And
what if everybody had a computer chip in their hand or something where before they chatted online, they had to authenticate as their real self. And people knew like, this is Ken Perry from Washington and here's what he looks like. And here's his phone number and his address. And then that before you talk. Mm-hmm. And now maybe we're all more civilized to each other if we don't have this sort of veil of anonymity on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Could be. And I mean, everybody's on there. You can see their pictures. Like most people are using their regular picture. It's all, yeah. But it's being able to keep people on track. And the big difference is we don't have a moderator. And I think that's the piece.
That's huge.
Yeah.
It would fail without a moderator or a moderation team.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be one guy or gal, but it needs to occur.
We did in our CE class. It wasn't about you because you were in our CE class, but it was a different video. And we did something that I thought was super funny. And you can always tell when somebody's a first time viewer of our stuff, because they don't know who we are and we're different than everybody they've ever seen. And so they'll see a video and it's like a spoof video. We have a perfume spoof video commercial that's super funny. And this one time, this guy saw a video, this is last year, and he's like, I'm so tired of this. Like, it was like this, he didn't say dumb. He said something like, basically like the shenanigans these guys do because we're funny. And this guy doesn't want funny. And so he makes a comment about, this is so stupid, or this guy
and where is
so
this
stupid
comment?
In the coop.
Oh, okay.
And he makes a comment about me. And I'm like, I'm going to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
And I straight up reached out to him personally.
That's what you do.
Is it?
Hell yeah.
Is that how you've handled things?
Dude, if somebody gets really testy, I'll pick up the phone and call them and be like, hey, man, like, let's just talk this out. And you know, every single time I do that, things are good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's challenging at first. You know, sometimes it's sort of like agree to disagree, but at least be respectful about it, and things improve.
My favorite thing was, hey, this is Ken Perry. The guy's like, hi.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden it is that like now we're talking and you know that I'm a human.
Yeah.
I think we forget sometimes people are humans.
Totally. That's it, man. I mean, if people, going back to the politics, if people on both sides of the aisle could really understand and embrace the humanity of the people they hate, whatever the word may be, it would go a long way toward making that whole interaction more collegial. Because we are all people, and most people, I think, are good. Some people don't agree, but I think that you can make some kind of connection with almost anybody, even if you don't agree about politics.
Do you feel like you've made connection with people in there? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
The community is the most important part of the site to me. And I think it's really important to a lot of the members as well. I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily even stick around as long as they have if it weren't for the community. So, yeah.
And it's around one topic. Like the whole community is just around the markets, the way the markets move. You got some other stuff.
We have an off-topic channel, but
I like the off-topic channel.
And there are things that we could probably look at to make it more active too, like break stuff out into cohorts and make tighter knit, smaller groups that can chat over here and then a big group over here. I don't know. I've just sort of let it run its course as it was initially created. But the community is my baby.
I saw a guy the other day and he's like, dude, I love that video you just did on Facebook. And I was like, I've never seen this guy once on Facebook. He's never commented on anything I've ever done. He's never liked anything I've done. He's a friend on Facebook and he's a friend in real life. But I've literally never seen him. And I'm like, oh, there's a group of people that sometimes you're making an impact on, but you have no idea because they're those silent viewers.
Absolutely.
You have tons of those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like I never assume anybody knows who I am, right? Because I'm in the mortgage industry. It's not like I'm in entertainment or sports.
We're D-listers at best.
Yeah. And I don't remember where I was a couple weeks ago, and I said something about, I was at a function for a lender that was having a gathering in town, and somebody was like, what's MBS Live? And my buddy explained it, and he's like, this is Matt Graham, and he also does the rate index for, she's like, I know Matt Graham. He writes on these articles on Mortgage News Daily. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. So,
That's so funny.
She's not on MBS Live. I've never, seen any feedback from her before, but it was making an impact. So.
Wow. Yeah. So do you think you'll ever stop?
Yeah. I mean, got to at some point, right? We all have to.
But you're waking up and doing it because this is building community is what you love to do.
Yeah, I don't know what else I would do. When you're an entrepreneur who has made a company, either you're a serial entrepreneur who's then going to quickly go build another one of a different kind, or this is your job until it's not anymore. So, yeah,
I don't even like when I've gotten introduced on stage sometimes and they'll say he's an entrepreneur. I'm just not. Like I did one thing and I have a killer team, but I'm not going to go start a bunch of companies.
Yeah. It's like people talk a lot about drive and preparation and all that. And some other people say, yeah, but luck is part of it. And I agree. Luck is definitely part of it. It's not like I set out. It's not like I made a business plan and said, here's what I'm going to do. It was like what I was already doing sort of morphed into the business in a great way, but
which is kind of a lesson for every young person watching this. We have young people in the industry now, but that concept of it feels like right now kids think I have to have everything figured out way faster. I never thought that when I was their age, but they think I need to be like this thing. And you're like, no, just find what you love to do, dive into it and see if something can come of that. But it's not, I feel like YouTube has kind of screwed kids up and TikTok and like, oh, I want to be an influencer. I want to be this thing. Yeah. In actuality, just do what you love and what you're super good at.
Yeah, or just find a way to contribute enough around your parents' household that you're going to get cheap enough rent from them. into your 30s.
Just pick some blueberries. Just get out there and help me. That's awesome. So this event, like we've got this agenda, right? But like that's just the starting point.
Yeah, I mean, the agenda is what we were able to come up with in planning and initial phone calls to people. And people on MBS Live could talk to me on the side or email me and say, hey, I really want to hear you guys talk about this. And I have about 17 other ideas I haven't even told you about, and might not, because maybe you might think it's too crazy, that I might just go into online. You know, people are always bugging me about predictions, and surely you're just being diplomatic about making predictions. And you really, Matt, what would you do if you had your own loan to lock or float? I'm going to talk about that on stage.
Nice.
You know, and I'm going to talk to our esteemed guests who know way more about it than me, and ask them to evaluate my thinking on that, and be doing a deep dive on all of my market watching secrets, because I'm not like a secret keeper when it comes to that. So people that go to the event are really going to come away with a whole new methodology to interact with MBS Live and the markets in general.
Well, and the cool thing is we're mixing our groups on this. Like we've got a lot of MBS Live people, and then we've got a lot of people that have never heard of MBS Live, and they're just joining up to go to this event. So it'll be a really cool mix of people, some who know each other already from the forums, some who are being brought into this community. And I look forward to those interactions. I do wonder if somebody from MBS Live, if there will be a situation where somebody goes, "You're Dave," and just pops somebody in the face. Like, no,
I don't think so. I don't think it's possible, but they would probably, hug and buy each other drinks after that.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'd jump in and I'd moderate it and say, I'm going to delete that punch, and we're going to get back to business.
Dude, I look forward to going to San Diego with you. That's going to be a killer event. But I'm just so proud of what you've done inside MBS Live to build a community, give people a safe space, to avoid anything political, to avoid those things that are just like, you don't need to create another place for somebody to get angry, but you've created a place for somebody to find community, find bond, find friendship.
Get better at their jobs.
Yeah. And be better for consumers, and actually have the correct information instead of just a bunch of predictions that make you more popular. You've got a lot of information that will make them more successful. So I love what you've done. Love that you're still doing it. And thanks for building a killer community.
Thank you.